It's been a month since Kay and I first started reading the book, which has surprised both me and my family. Usually it takes less than a couple weeks for me to finish a book, but reading with Kay has been different. The first week we spent every day together reading a couple chapters a day. The second week, my friends called me out for abandoning them for my new neighbor, so I reintroduced them to Kay, and we've spent these last 3 weeks all getting to know each other better. Kags is still wary of him, but they tolerate each other for my sake. Kay and Yams bonded over their sense of humor, while he and Yachi have bonded on more of an intellectual level. Both having been in the top of their classes last year, my feelings for Kay have grown in a less platonic way. Even our moms have become good friends. They attended the bake sale at Natsu's school with us. I'm also excited to introduce him to my father, who will be home within the next couple of days. After which I intend to confess my feelings for him. At first the thought of a fresh start was a bit overwhelming, having not fully gotten over the mess that was my junior year. I kept thinking, what's moving going to do? There are always going to be people like him no matter where you go. It wasn't until I saw the sadness and worry in my mom's eyes that I realized I wasn't the only one hurting. So I resigned myself to giving this new change in scenery a chance. The thing is, starting over isn't as easy as it sounds. Yes, I was in a new house, in a new neighborhood, but my mind was still stuck on the reason we were moving in the first place. How do I let go of that hurt? What can I do to move forward? On the drive to our new house, I decided the best thing to do would be to take things one at a time. To keep my mind busy and focused. First thing first, unload the moving truck. Next, organize the boxes room by room. Carry mom's boxes up the stairs so she could start unpacking the second floor. Notice from the hallway window that our new neighbors have a son. Then back downstairs to start unpacking the first floor. Make the decision to start in the kitchen. Plates and bowls in one cabinet. Glasses and coffee mugs in another. Realize the pots and pans are in a different box than the rack they hang from. Go find the right box. Notice how walking back and forth is making me hot. Open the window to let in a breeze. Turn around to put the pot rack together. See the boy again on my way back to the table. Watch and hope he doesn't fall from not watching where he's going. Think that I hear mom calling me, but still wanting to make sure he gets back to his hammock safely. Decide he's cute and that yes, mom is calling me. Kay, can you come bring these boxes down? Coming. Now a month later, I'm crushing on that same boy and trying to figure out how to tell him. I tapped him on his leg to get his attention. Kay, you can turn the page. Kay, what's wrong? I put my hand on his and he finally looks over at me. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about something. Is everything okay? Yeah. I think there are only a few pages left in this chapter if you want to take a break or something. If that's okay. We've been reading for an hour plus, we only have 2 chapters to finish after this. Yeah, it's fine. I sort of have something on my mind too. Your dad? Kind of. He raised an eyebrow at me. I mean, I'm happy he's coming home and that you get to meet him, but that's not the only thing. He nodded. Believe it or not, I'm honestly kind of nervous to meet your dad. Why? Remember the first time I came here? You mean to my room? Yeah. The joke you made about him not being your favorite author made me wonder what kind of books he wrote. He looked at me curiously. So I looked him up. Okay. He's a famous travel novelist. That's what you're worried about. Why? When you told me he was an author, obviously I knew he would be well known based on the number of books you have of his. But he's one of the most famous authors in his genre. His face softened and I could tell he understood what I was saying. I always forget that he's famous to other people. To me, he's just dad. He shrugged. What about dad? Natsu stuck her head in the room. That he's famous. Since when? Since he won those awards for his second book. She stepped all the way into the room. Isn't that the one about Panama? Yeah. Then for the one he wrote when we were finally old enough to go with him. It was so embarrassing when he wrote about us not being able to climb the Spanish steps in Rome. She covered her face with her hand. I guess he is kinda famous, huh? Yep. She looked at me. My friends were surprised when they found out. But it's like Sho said, he's just dad. Don't worry, he's really down to earth. Get it? 'Cause he travels. Shoyo rolled his eyes. Okay, out you go. He pointed to the door. She stuck her tongue out at him and waved to me on her way out. Shoyo shook his head. She says that every time and every time it gets less and less funny. I smiled at him. I watched his side door slide close. Heading back inside, I started cleaning up the rest of the snacks from watching movies. So are you going to let Dad read your book? Natsu came out the kitchen. How do you know about that? I heard you and Mom talking about it. Then you heard me say it was an idea. Can I read it? No, that's not fair. Mom got to read it. Mom found it by mistake. So if I find it, I get to read it? No one else is reading it. What if Kay asked to read it? He doesn't even know it exists. Well, you didn't. Natsu, please tell me you did not tell him about the book. I'm just joking. Why don't you want anyone to read it? 1, it's just an idea, and 2, because I don't. Okay. I promise I won't say anything. Just know that we know you're not him. What are you talking about? Dad. That's why you don't want people to read it. 'Cause you think they're going to compare you to him. She looked at me with a soft smile. Trust me, I get it. It happens to me with you. What do you mean? People compare me to you all the time. Especially teachers. Really? I didn't know that. I know. Just like I know it's not your fault that they do it. It's just how people are. I nodded. She came over and hugged me. Since when do you hug me? Since I know you need it. She gave me a squeeze, then let go. But don't get used to it. I won't. We hugged again, then she went to her room. I clicked the lights off and went to my room. My phone buzzed and I opened my messages. Good night. I texted him back and smiled. Just one more week.